Good morning everyone, welcome to my new channel. I hope everyone's been having a great day. And today I'm going to be talking about Canada and some of its Western allies and how Canada has totally embarrassed itself. Before I continue, I want to ask you to please subscribe, comment, like, share, whatever you can to support the channel. And if you really like what I do, then please consider donating, either buy me a coffee or join my Patreon. And on my Patreon soon I'll be having a Discord channel where you can talk to me directly, privately, and on a video line as well, so you can see what I finally look like. So I'll be starting that soon on Patreon. And also I wanted to give a big thank you to all my supporters and everyone that has supported me so far, all my subscribers, everyone that's been buying me coffee. I really appreciate it, and it makes me want to work harder and create great content for you guys and entertain you as well. So today guys, I want to talk about Canada. So last few days Canada's gone to the UN to complain about human rights to the UN, human rights against China. And unfortunately for Canada, this has backfired big time, because over 90 countries have voiced support for China. So it had completely backfired. And this seems like one of those playground tactics, right? Where you got the big bully, which is the US, and he's sending out its little bullies to do its dirty work. For example, he's sending out little bullies to collect lunch money from other, school kids, saying, go collect his lunch money, go collect his lunch money. And the problem is, when you go collect someone's lunch money and you get caught, you're the one that gets into trouble. And you got the big bully in the background laughing, thinking, ha ha ha, the little bully's gone into trouble while I get away scot-free. And this is what it looks like. Basically, America and its cronies, like Australia and Britain especially, you got these 4 white supremacists, and they're sending out Canada to do its dirty work. I mean, is Canada this stupid? Can they not see they're being used and abused by these cronies, these bullies? I mean, this is utterly embarrassing for Canada. Listen guys, when I was growing up, this was not long ago, maybe like 10 years ago, and I went to university, and I had a few Canadian friends, and I remember Canadians were very proud to be Canadians. They were in fact so proud to be anti-American, and they were completely against all these American policies, foreign policies, American ways of life. They were completely against it. And in fact, some Canadians were so insulted if you call them Americans, because the problem with Canadians, they sound like Americans. They've got the same accent, and it's very easy to mistake a Canadian with an American. So when you got someone going up to a Canadian and saying, hey, whereabouts in America are you from, or whereabouts in the States are you from? The Canadians get really annoyed, they get really upset, and they get really insulted by that remark, because they don't want to be associated with being an American. They don't want to be associated anything to do with Americans. They're a very proud race, and I remember growing up where they were basically against every single policy America. They were completely against every foreign policy. They were totally against everything America was doing. Their ways of life was totally anti-American, and it was known to be a very friendly country. And it's got one of the best immigration systems in the world, where they have so many diverse people from various backgrounds going into Canada and living there happily over the years. And they're a very friendly country, and that if you're a Canadian, you're a much better than an American in every way. And Canadians were proud of that. And I remember once the Canadian got so insulted that someone called him American that he just started a fight with that person in my university. He just started a physical fight because he was so insulted being called an American. But what's happened to Canadians today? Seriously, they've become lapdogs of Americans. They have become little poodles for the Americans, little chihuahuas. Oh, I'm a little chihuahua. I'm from Canada. I love America. I love the American way of life, the American foreign policy. That's what Canadians have become. If you ask a Canadian nowadays, whereabouts in America are you from, they're not going to get insulted. They'll just smile and say, "No, I'm not really American, but I love America. I'm Canadian." Yeah, it's become ridiculous. America has turned Canadians into its little lapdog, and it's become so bad that Canada is like a little America now. There's no difference between American policy and a Canadian's policy, and there's no difference between an American person and a Canadian person. And what happened to Canada? We used to be the most friendliest country in the world, accepting the most immigrants in the world. It's probably got the highest number of Chinese in the world. Now has become one of the epicenters of anti-Asian violence. And if you want the biggest number of anti-Asian violence, second to America, is Canada right now. Then it's UK, then it's Australia, the four amigos, the four musketeers they call them. Seriously, is this what Canada has become? Is this what you guys are proud of now? Are you really proud of your country? Seriously, after all of this? Your leader's father was one of the first Westerners to start a relationship with China. He's one of the first Westerners and the first Canadian leader who started dialogue with the Chinese and started, good relationships. And his son is now destroying all of that. His father must be turning in his grave, seriously, to see what his son is doing. Son has become America's little poodle. What happened to Canadians' sovereignty? What happened to Canadians' pride? What happened to Canadians' independence? What happened to Canadians' anti-American policies? Seriously, all America's policies are now your policies. Your Canadian policies are exactly the same as America. In fact, it's even worse. You guys have been looked at as lapdogs. You don't even have your own voice anymore. Seriously, this is embarrassing. If you and now, being lapdogs of USA as you are, you embarrass yourself at UN in front of the whole UN board, and 90 countries have gone against you. You come in front of the board in the UN, showing no evidence of any human rights issues, any forced labor, any genocide. You come with no evidence. You just listen to what your American friends say to you, and then you come to the UN with that information, and you totally lose face. You lose all credibility because 90 countries have come against you and said how stupid your claims are with no evidence. Seriously, the Americans, the British, the Australians must be sitting in their seats laughing, thinking, ha ha ha, look what we've done. We've pushed these stupid Canadians to make these false claims, and ruin their reputation. The whole world is bloody laughing at you now. Are you really happy with this? While America, Britain and Australia sit at the background laughing, ah ha ha, that could have been us losing our credibility, but no, let's just send Canada to the sharks. Seriously, how stupid are you? How stupid is Canada? Seriously. And unfortunately for Canada, China came prepared. China bought evidence with them. They bought evidence. They had video conferences of people from Xinjiang talking. They were talking about how jobs have increased. There was not terrorist attack for the last 5 years. The GDP has increased. The population has increased. There's no sign of any genocide. There's no signs of detention, concentration camps. It's absolutely ridiculous. How does the GDP of one area increase, double, population almost double in the last kind of few years? How does that increase when there's a genocide in place? Explain me that. Seriously, Canada comes with no bloody evidence. You just listen to what Americans say and just put themselves out there. Make them look stupid. Lose all credibility. How is anyone going to trust Canada now? Is this what Canada has become? I don't remember seeing Canada like this, being used and abused in front of the world stage. If Canada wants to save face and become a pillar of society again and become a proud Canadian like they used to be, completely against all these American foreign policies and American policies, if they want to have their own 2 feet and have the world respect and trust the Canadians again, they need to stop this behavior, and they need to free Meng from Huawei. Seriously, who they've kept illegally for 2 bloody years. This needs to stop. And I'm from UK, and it's no better in UK, but this video is about Canada, it's not about UK. I'll create another video about UK, don't worry about that. But seriously, you guys need to stop your behaviour, stop being poodles of America, and start looking at the real world and having some common sense for a change. This is all lack of common sense. And Canadians are known for common sense, and you just become Americans now. Or even worse, Americans poodles. Seriously, just stop it. Anyway, enough about Canada. I want to talk about this article now, about USA blocking solar panels that are made in Xinjiang. So, as you may or may not know, 45% of solar material, which is polysilicon, comes from Xinjiang. And if they ban this, what do you think that will happen to the global industry in terms of solar power? Because right now solar panels are really cheap, made in China, and obviously a lot of the materials come from Xinjiang. So if they start blocking stuff coming from Xinjiang and blocking polysilicon that comes from Xinjiang, then these solar panels will increase, the prices will increase, the raw materials will increase, supply chains, everything will increase. And what do you think that will do to global warming? You know, right now solar panels are cheap. The whole world is buying solar panels from China, and it's helping with the global warming, helping to reduce pollution, reduce carbon. And America is just doing this to increase global warming. If they're going to increase prices of solar, a lot of these poor countries, they're not going to go to solar. They're going to carry on using their fossil fuels. Seriously, this is absolutely ridiculous. What the hell is America doing? Can you believe this shit? I can't believe this. And this is under the false pretense of forced labor. I mean, America is one country to talk. There's more forced labor in America than any other country in the world. I mean, I'm from UK, and I know UK more than I do America, but I know in UK a lot of their policies are the same as American. So for example, in the UK, we have benefits to those who are not working, unemployment benefits, or it's called job seeker benefits. So basically, you're required to look for a job and apply for a job every week, and you're supposed to go meet with your counsellor every single week, and you have to be actively searching for work. And if you can't find any work, they force you to work, basically. So you're getting all these benefits, but it's not free. You're forced to find a job, and you're forced to work, and you're forced to basically, whichever job comes along, if you don't take it, they stop your benefits. And if you stop looking for jobs, they stop your benefit. So all these human rights activists who are saying you can't force people to go to work, this is forced labor, if people don't want to work, they shouldn't work. Who the hell do you think is paying these benefits then? Why should there be job seekers allowances and benefits in the UK if you're not forced to work? These are not free. You're supposed to be actively looking for work, and if you don't work for 6 months, or if they see you're not trying to look for work, they stop your benefit. And you are forced to work, you're forced to find work, and you're forced to find jobs that you don't like. Basically, if you don't take these jobs on, your benefit's going to be cut. So it happens in America. This is what you call forced labor. And there's other types of forced labor as well in UK. You know, a lot of criminals who get away with not doing jail time, they get community service. So as part of community service, you have to work for free in the community and doing jobs that nobody likes, like cleaning the streets, picking up litter, and lots of other things that people don't like doing. So you do that for free for the government. So there is forced labor. It happens in the West. And look at America, the highest number of incarcerations in the whole world. There's more people incarcerated in America than the population of Lithuania. Seriously, can you believe that shit? And part of the punishment for these incarcerated people is to, work. You're forced to work, community service. The people don't understand this. It's forced labor all over the West, but they don't really class it as forced labor. They call it something else. But when China does it, when China trying to build up the economy of Xinjiang, trying to make people work, trying to get them to, provide for their families, they call it forced labor. I mean, can you believe this shit? This is hypocrisy. Bloody hypocrisy. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. Hope you like what I discussed, and if you have any suggestions, go to the comment section. If you like what I do, then don't forget to like, subscribe, share. And if you really like what I do, then don't forget to buy me a coffee or support me on Patreon. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.